Well, a bit of a surprising news update for you guys. The use of cash has gone up in the United Kingdom. Here's why. Maybe the tide is turning. Well, the fight back has definitely started, the backlash has started, and this is about cashless society. There's been a massive move towards cashless society over the last few years. There is one thing is about the gradual move of humanity. Part of it is that technology improves. There are more options available. Obviously, we've got the debit cards, you've got contactless, you've got Apple Pay, for example. Now we're going to have digital currencies, right? Part of it is gradual. Part of it is government mandates. This is it. Centralization, globalism. So when they talk about Bank of England creating a new currency, Britcoin, which is the digital currency, and they're going to say, we are going to make it programmable, then people freak out. So the latest update is about the rise of cash for the first time in 10 years. What is happening? Have people suddenly decided to go back to cash? Well, it's simply because of what happened over the last few years, especially since lockdown, and all the news updates recently about banks. People don't trust the banking sector anymore. They don't trust the cash machines. They don't trust their bank card, because even before digital currencies being introduced, we have already seen NatWest Group and many others who are giving us indications that they have the power to limit our usage of our own money in their banks. So there are some people who are basically scared of that. Some people are actually still defending cash because it's easier to deal with cash. For them, it's easier to do accounting and bookkeeping for their own good housekeeping, essentially. But it doesn't mean, by the way, cash is now taking over debit cards or contactless or Apple Pay. No. Cash is still the lowest one. But it's about the fact that it has not been destroyed, and in fact, it's slowly coming up compared to a few years ago. Look at this. Obviously, debit cards are still the highest. In terms of the spending, by 2022, 2023, it's £22.7 billion transactions, right? Credit cards are the lowest, actually, £4 billion. But cash, as you can see, between 2012 and 2020, it has been going down massively, and then something changed. The new world after lockdown. And cash has slightly increased since 2020. It's now at £6.3 billion when it comes to the transactions and payments. And it's fascinating. Is this going to continue, or is it just a bit of a bump in the road for the cashless society mob? Let me know in the comment section. So, we've got Adrian Buckle, who's the head of research at UK Finance, is saying there is a wide variety of payment methods available in the UK, and each provides a specific benefits to the people using them. During 2022, we saw increased use of contactless, online banking, and mobile payments, although cost of living challenges meant that some people preferred to use cash to help with their budgeting. That's the thing. Budgeting also makes sense because it's not only just easier to count, you can put them on the table and divide them, but it's also when you see it physically, it makes you feel more responsible. You'll be like, well, I can see how much money I have. Whereas compared to digital money, you just don't see it. I mean, I personally, when I overspent during the month, I try not to check how much money I have in my bank account, otherwise it's going to be very depressing. So I fully understand that aspect of it as well. Now, Debbie Clark, a retail assistant, said that I like to have cash on me because you know what you've spent. Because it's physical. It's there. I mean, that was the whole point of the concept of money and currency. It was before all this, before notes, we had coins. And before coins, we had items, we had gold. And before gold, we had everything else. You give something and you get something. It was supposed to be for the exchange of goods. I mean, that was the whole point. And way before that, you could give a chicken and get some wood in return to build, I don't know, make fire or whatever. So you give something, you get something. That was the whole point. But now, everything's completely radically changing. Also, I don't know if you can hear this. I'm still in Istanbul, Turkey. I'm about to get to the airport, and there's a little bit of a mosque nearby. I don't know if you can actually hear this. They've already started to sing the prayers coal thingy they have. So hopefully it's not too loud in the video. All right. So when it comes to the banks and high street, in August, the Treasury announced that banks faced fines if they failed to provide a free access to cash withdrawals for consumers and businesses. A new policy also states that free cash withdrawals and deposits must be available within 1 mile for people living in urban areas or 3 miles in rural areas. And this was the whole radical change that Rishi Sunak and Jeremy Hunt had to be forced to do. One of the good policies from this government. But why did it do it? Because the pressure all of us put on them, Nigel Farage and many other campaigners, and the general elections coming up. So this is the perfect time right now, by the way. If you have any issues, any concerns that is affecting the country, let me know. We can start campaigns now, make it a big deal, like what we did with the banking sector and everything else. And now with the schools and the gender lobby, which we reported earlier on the channel, it's a perfect time to put pressure on government, because in normal times they would ignore us, but the elections are coming up, so they would absolutely listen to us. Let me know what you think. I'm Maya2C, and we are the media.